And that's when I saw somebody say 8K is a gimmick. What's up, YouTube? I'm Andrew, and today I want to be covering 8K cameras and if they are a gimmick, right? Now, I started really looking into this, and if you asked me like a year ago, I would have said, yes, absolutely a gimmick. Who needs 8K, right? Like, either you want to shoot in like oversample 1080 or deliver in 4K, but nobody's delivering in 8K, all right? But I think it goes more into like the tools section of cameras, because I don't think people are actually wanting to deliver in 8K versus the benefits you get for reframing and cropping your shot. And if you were to tell me, hey man, I got a camera here that gives you this like larger canvas to work from, I'm kind of sold. I'm actually thinking it's more or less kind of like shooting in log, right? When you shoot in log, you know you get this clip that when you start editing it, you have way more latitude to color grade it the way that you want to and all that jazz, right? But when it comes to resolution, especially with YouTube and everything else, it seems like, you know, people are pushing this 4K. You really don't have much room to work with. Yeah, you can do these jump cuts, and yeah, you can kind of reframe a little bit here and not lose too much resolution. But if you want to like maintain that awesome detail and quality, well, then 8K is going to be your friend, right? So we have had of recent, right, cameras that seem to be targeting this like 8K way of life, right? We have the Canon R5 and we have the Sony A1, but even in the cinema cameras, things are heating up, right? So there's rumors of this next wave of the Sony cinema cameras that are all going to be shooting in 8K. You have the 8K stuff that's from Red. Shoot, you have what, the 12K from from the Ursa Mini, right? Like that beast of a camera, right? But for the most part, I don't think these cameras are being created to deliver some 8K movie. Rather than the benefit, you know, that you get from having this large canvas to be able to work from. Now, you could utilize that 8K into a 4K and not change anything, or you could crop in and reframe. And so, yeah, to answer this question, is 8K a gimmick? I don't think so. I think it's a tool. Just like log is a tool. It's a feature. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of it. I think this is the direction that the industry is going towards, right? Now, there's a lot of cameras that are shooting an oversampled 4K. That's not what I'm talking about here, right? So like the A7 IV, right? Like, it's a cool camera, but it's not giving you a 7K image, right? It's giving you an oversampled 4K image, right? From a 7K image. It's already doing that for you. It's not giving you that capability to just shoot in 7K and crop how you want to crop, right? Like, it's kind of just doing that for you, right? Same, there's other cameras on the market out there doing that too, but if you're going to give me a sensor that has the capability to shoot in 8K or 7K or 6K, then I want that feature. Don't crop it for me, man, you know? Like, give it to me. Don't do it. It's almost kind of like that S&Q mode, right? That slow and quick, right? So like with those modes where, you know, you're getting this cool slow-mo like footage, it's already doing that for you. It's already retiming it for you, right? So Canons are like prime examples of this, right? Like their 120 coming out of the R3 and the R5, except for the R5C, right? Or the C70 and their cinema cameras are already like timed down for you. Versus like a Sony, you're getting a true like 120, right? Like you can retime that however you want to, right? You're not like already pushed into this 30p timeline. So I would like to see camera companies give us more of it, right? Like, hey man, if you're going to have a sensor that has this crazy high megapixels, then give me the shot that that I can shoot with there, right? Like, don't oversample it for me, right? I can do my own oversampling. But yeah, I've been looking at the Sony A1. That camera really interests me right now. I used to have the R5. That was a fantastic camera, sans the overheating. But the R5 just got an update, right? So did the R3 that hopefully addresses that overheating by giving us that high temp modes, right? So it's gonna be interesting how that plays out with that camera, because I mean, the R5 has had so many updates trying to like tackle that overheating. But yeah, so for the most part, the Sony A1, it's a really interesting camera to me. And then obviously these new cinema cameras coming out that are all going to be shooting 8K. At least that's the rumor, right? But it's what I got for you today. As always, know that you're loved and appreciated. If you haven't heard it today, let me be the first one to tell you you are loved and appreciated. And on that note, if you guys got something to add to this conversation, throw it down in the comments as always. Do you own an A1? Do you own an R5? If you do, are you shooting in those 8K modes? Do you love those 8K modes? Do you think they're a gimmick? I want to know, along with the other people watching this channel. So add your 2 cents. That's what I got for you all. Happy Friday. I'm out. Later, Juiskies.